What's it like leading 300 people?
Man, it's a lot of responsibility, but it's very rewarding.
When did you come?
2001, 25 years in Miami. And we came here to build a better life. On November 2nd, I got a phone call from Nadal. He goes, hey bro, we need to open the restaurant this week. First day, grand opening, I think we did like $4,000 in sales. And Monday, we did, I think, less than $100 in sales. The first year of Pincho, we did $200,000 in sales the whole year. And that's when reality hit. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, is this thing gonna work?
You almost lost everything, no?
Almost did. The CFO comes to me out of nowhere and he goes, hey man, there's only $30,000 in the bank account. I felt like somebody punched me in the throat and I couldn't breathe. And I was like, what's going on? And bro, it was the lowest point of my life. Lowest point of my life.
What's your goal?
I just want to build opportunities for people.
You have your own app.
That's one thing that I'm very proud of. Like,
So you love using AI.
I love AI. I think AI is amazing. Fix, first of all, your team, your facilities, is your systems. Then it's marketing. Go hands down on marketing. Then you make money.
Welcome back for another edition of Industry Talks Hospitality Podcast. I'm your host, Emi Guerra, and today I have a dear friend and one of the trailblazers in the business, Otto from Pincho.
Yes, sir.
Otto, thank you for being here. For those of you who don't know, Otto is the CEO and founder of Pincho, formerly Pincho Factory, one of my favorite spots here in Miami and also now in Houston. Thank you for being here, man. Let's jump right into it. For someone who's never heard of Pincho, how do you explain it? What is it?
Yeah, well, first of all, thanks for having me, man. It's I've missed you.
I miss you too, dude.
I haven't seen it in a minute. But yeah, Pincho, aka Pincho Factory, for you guys that don't know, we are a Latin-inspired kitchen selling my mom's family Pincho recipe. That's what Pincho Factory started with. But we also found ourselves cooking some delicious burgers here in Miami. So we are these Pincho spot, grilling Latin skewers, but with an incredible burger menu.
I remember well, first of all, I'm a fan of Pincho.
Thank you.
Toston burger to me is like the shit, dude. All right, like I could have 100 of those things, especially with the fried cheese you shove in the middle of it. I mean, it is spectacular. I'll drive, I don't care how long, just to go get it. But you have a bunch of locations now. I've seen your story. You've gone up and down and exploded. And before we get into the hospitality aspect of it, you were in design. How did you decide, hey, you know what? I want to get into the restaurant business.
It's a funny story. So I'm a big computer nerd. So I was a software web developer for many years. And then I started working at Tams. I don't know if you remember Tams Designs
back in the day
with Michael Tamsel. And I've learned a lot of design from him, really, because I was more of a software guy. And I started doing a lot of work for Nightlife because naturally he used to do a lot of work for the Opium Group. That's how I met Dave Grutman. That's how I met you. It was all around that time. We did a lot of work for a lot of the clubs. And I found myself doing a lot of marketing for a lot of these incredible restaurants. Right? I remember working on the website for Tao, Las Vegas. So I built it with Tams. And a lot of incredible venues like the ones that you guys have built. I did the Cameo website, and that's how long ago. And on the 4th of July, hanging out with one of my dear friends, taking some shots of tequila. My mom's Pincho recipe was a hit amongst my friends. I was born and raised in Brazil. Yeah. And when I first moved here, out of all places in the world, I moved to Hialeah, Florida. That's where my dad had an opportunity. So that's why I speak Cuban Spanish.
I live nearby there, by the way. You do speak Cuban Spanish.
I am a Cuban at heart because I was thrown into the mix there in Hialeah and I had to figure out how to speak Spanish. But I speak Portuguese. But I'm Middle Eastern, by the way. I'm Middle Eastern. So
you're Middle Eastern. You speak Portuguese and Spanish.
And Spanish and English now too. So brother, my mom's recipe was a hit, and I always told my mom, like, one day I'm gonna open a restaurant selling your Pincho recipe. In Brazil, we call it espetinho. And after that experience with Nightlife, I even left Tams and I started working at Sapien Nitro, which I started working with big national brands and. I was part of a team that handled a lot of the work for Fiat and Chrysler North America, Twix, M&M, Snickers. We built incredible campaigns for all these big brands. So I loved design. And then I got into the advertising side and marketing. So I became very good at marketing. And on that 4th of July barbecue, I told my best friend at the time, Nadal, I told him, hey, let's just open a restaurant. Let's sell my mom's Pincho recipe. Let's do this Brazilian or Latin-inspired street food concept. Five Guys was opened up in Miami at the time. It was becoming popular. I love Five Guys.
Becoming a hit.
It was amazing. I said, I think we can do something much cooler given my experience.
Yeah.
And we were 2 kids with 77 grand. That's all we had between me, him, his little brother Nizar, and Nadal's wife at the time, Crystal, also joined the team. And the 4 of us went to town, bro, and we opened the first spot.
Where was the first spot?
We lived in Miami Lakes. We couldn't afford anything. Like, we wanted to open in Hialeah. We couldn't find a spot. A lot of our friends lived in Kendall. And I was like, okay, fuck it. Let's just do in the middle, somewhere that we can pull in a little bit of our friends from here. I had a lot of friends in the beach, like people from the industry. And I said, let's just open somewhere around there. We found a restaurant on Bird Road in 98th.
Yeah.
Right now next to Rio Cristal.
Yeah.
It was a spot that went under. It was a Peruvian spot. So it was a second generation spot that didn't require a lot of money. So we said, okay, this is it.
77 grand was enough to do it?
That's all we had.
What year was this?
2010.
Ooh.
2010. Yeah. So November 6th was our grand opening. On November 2nd, I got a phone call from Nadal. He goes, hey, bro, we need to open the restaurant this week. And I'm like, there's no way. We don't have a team. We don't have anybody. Like, what are you talking about? Like, he goes, Otto, there's $6.27 left in the bank account. We need to open this Saturday. And my birthday's November 4th. So I said, I'm like, all right, cool.
Birthday party.
I'm like, I'll find yourself 2 employees. I'll invite all my friends. We will train everybody at my birthday party at the restaurant, and we will open Saturday. And that's how Pincho opened. I gave him my credit card. He went to Costco, dude. Not even like, he bought all the food from Costco. We didn't have like CBI or US Foods or whatever. Went to Costco, bought the food. We did the birthday party, trained the team during my birthday party, got a lot of feedback. And we opened Saturday, and we had lines out the door.
No shit.
Yeah.
Was it terrifying or was it like exciting? Take me back there, dude.
Man, I think it was we were nervous for sure. I think there was a lot riding for Nadal more than for me, because I kept my job, right? And I was getting paid really well. I was a creative director for Fiat and Chrysler North America. I was getting paid really well. So I was like, it was Nadal's thing. And I'm like, listen, I'll invest with you. I'll put money behind you and I'll help as much as I can. But I got to keep my job until this thing keeps going. First day, grand opening, I think we did like $4 grand in sales, right? It was huge. Like, all right, cool. And Bird Road in the middle of nowhere, Flanagan's wasn't there yet. Like, there was no one out there. And Monday, we did, I think, less than $100 in sales. And that's when reality hit. I was like, oh, shit. I'm like, is this thing going to work?
Yeah.
And, you know, if you're in the industry and you know this, you know, the first year of Pincho, we did 200 grand in sales the whole year.
The whole year?
The whole year. Anybody in their right mind would have shut that shit down quick.
Oof.
Ignorance is bliss. We thought it was great.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, shit. Okay, next year, 400 grand.
Yeah. So ignorant, but naive.
Yeah,
but
naive. We kept going. You know, it was a lot of sweat and tears from Nadal and his wife, because they were the majority of the staff. They worked really hard the first few years. And on the second year, he came to me. I had just gotten married to my wife. I was living in Brick Hole. I had a dope apartment. Nice life. And he called me and he was like, bro, I'm closing the restaurant. I can't do this shit. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, I just can't. The second year we did 360, right? So we almost doubled, but it was very hard. It takes a lot on you. Still, you can't pay yourself a proper salary. It's very hard.
You can't.
We're very underfunded, right? We never involved any investors. This was just our money. And I told him, come to my apartment. He came to my apartment, and he's literally tears in his eyes. Him and his little brother was there. And I told him, look, bro, we can't close. Everybody that walks through those doors loves the food. We just have a marketing problem. You know, back in the day, you couldn't advertise with Facebook and Instagram. You remember?
Not that great. No.
It was nothing. It was nothing. No. It was a lot of word of mouth, a lot of flyers, a lot of street teams. It was like the old school way of doing things.
Gotta pick up the phone and call people.
Yeah, we didn't have PR. We didn't have any of that stuff. So I told him, look.
Print, dude.
Print.
Wow. I can bitch about print for hours. Sorry, but go ahead.
I told him, look, listen, I will fund whatever it is. I'll continue pumping money. I wrote him a check. I told him, pay yourself whatever you need to pay yourself so you can be mentally okay. I'll put my money on this thing every month. I don't care, as long as we keep going. And we did that. And the third year was our break. Third year, we did almost $1 million.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
We started winning Best Burger awards.
You won? That's right. You won Best Burger on the beach.
Yeah.
Burger Bash.
Yeah.
You won it 3 years?
So
3 times.
Yeah. We are the only Miami brand, local brand, to win it 3 times. Well, first of all, it was Bobby Flay, Michael Simon winning every year. It was all these celebrity chefs. And in 2015, we won and we broke that cycle. So that put us on the map. That like we took off. That took us.
Winning Burger Bash is huge.
Yeah, it's like the Oscars of the burger world, right? It's a big deal. Our website almost crashed. We had like over 1,000 franchise requests overnight. We got a shitload of PR and press, and I'm like, holy crap, that changed the game for us. But that's not what took us to that almost million. That was like the smaller awards. We won like best French fries South Florida. We won like a local competition,
like the New Times,
stuff, like Burger Beast. Seth came out and wrote about us, and Burger Bash took us to way over. Like, anyway, so that was really the when we saw the brand going from the 300s to the million mark. What did we do? We said, fuck it, let's open store number 2. We have a real estate problem.
Oh my God.
So we opened Coral Gables. Coral Gables opened up freaking over $1 million a year in sales.
That's how it opened.
Yeah, it opened over $1 million in sales. Small little hole in the wall,
Yeah, it's small, but I go by there every so often, man.
And today it's due for a remodel. We're almost at 13 years now in that location. And man, then the brand took off, and that was how Pincho became Pincho.
Wow, you really like that exploded. Now you actually designed this place, and you look at this place, and I've been reading about your perception of how you operate them, but more like a user experience type of place. Right.
Absolutely.
What is it about your background in creating apps, which I'm going to ask you about Night Pro in a minute, by the way, and a few other things. But those are your creation of apps and these campaigns and your marketing background. How did you apply that to really change it so you're more than just a QSR type?
It's very interesting. When we first did the first location, we didn't have a lot of money. So we went with a simplistic design. And I think I was very big at the time in user experience. And I told my partners, I'm like, man, I don't want this menu to be massive. I want 8 things on the menu, 8 things only. And they were like, what? It's called Pincho Factory. Like, it needs to have like 10 pinchos. And I'm like, no, we're not going to have 10 pinchos. We're going to have 3 pinchos, steak, chicken. And at the time, it was like a kufta, like a ground beef. And we're going to have 1 burger on the menu. We're going to have 1 this, because I just wanted the experience to be amazing. I wanted anybody that walked in there didn't have like the Cheesecake Factory effect, where you open a Bible and you're like, what the fuck do I order?
What is it?
So I didn't want that. I wanted the experience to be amazing. And I wanted everybody, no matter what they ordered, for them to be like, holy crap, that was amazing. And I'm going to come back. It was by design.
Yeah.
We did that. So we went very simplistic design, very simplistic menu, and it worked.
It's like the jack of all trades, master of none, right?
Correct.
So it seems like to me, everyone that does a good job in that world, the QSR world, does that 1 or 2 things really, really well.
Yeah.
And they don't try to be everything to everybody, just be this.
Every time we veered off from that mentality, it bites us in the ass. Because it's easy to love another burger that we created. It's easy to add things to the menu, and you all of us, we call it the menu creep. It creeps up, and then it becomes 30 items, and then every now and then we have to cut. And when we cut, a ton of people get upset. It's like, why did you guys remove the fritanga burger? Well, this is why we removed the fritanga burger. Is because we end up with like 30 items, and then when you have 30 items,
to
be consistent. Consistency is the hardest thing in this game, and God knows Pincho has dropped the ball in terms of consistency, and we're constantly evolving, constantly being better.
How do you stay on top of the consistency aspect?
Yeah, well, the first thing that I did, I applied technology to it. I have this new back-end software that helps with hospitality, like tremendous. Like, I'm talking about every time a customer goes into the restaurant and orders online or in store. In store, they have to scan a QR code. But if you order online, 1 hour later after you eat, you receive a text message. How was your experience from 1 to 5? If you put 5, great. If you put 4 and below, because it's a text message, it's going to ask you, how come? What was any feedback for the team? Whatever feedback they write, that goes straight to me, the CEO, and my director of operations, and my manager. So the whole company sees every single mistake. And then right then and then, the manager gets us a text message, and then he replies and addresses it. So now all of that data, it goes back into a dashboard. With the use of AI, it gives us exactly what's happening every restaurant and where we need to improve.
That's incredible.
So I know
it's
that
tied into your POS.
Tied into the POS, tied into online ordering. And it's incredible because, 1, you save the guests right then and then. Hospitality is everything for me. Everything. Ever since I've stepped back into my role, I'm just obsessed about customer experience. I want everybody, we're in the business of hospitality. I'm not here just to make a buck. I'm here to make sure that when you walk into Pincho, you're going to come back. And you're going to come back multiple times. And you're going to tell your friends. So I'm obsessing a lot about that. And then this software is incredible. That's one. Second, double down on training. Training is everything, bro. Training is everything. In this new age, this new employee base, this Gen Z, it's a whole different world. To train these kids is not the same as it used to be. Before, we used to print things out, give it to people, they'll read it, You have a trainer. Now we have videos. We have what we call Pincho University. When you get onboarded, you get a login to Pincho U, and then depending on your position, there's all your training content, everything, all the courses that you need to take from leadership, from hospitality. We've built an incredible system.
And the training system is that you have online, is it video based, you said?
Yeah. It's all video.
Nice. Did you use AI to build that?
I did not. No.
No?
I had not.
No, you
not
didn't
for the
use
videos.
like Hey Gen or any of the other apps?
No,
Not
not yet.
Because you can,
It's
I'm an
incredible.
AI geek.
Yeah. I haven't done that yet. We use a lot of AI to clean up the content because training is an art. You can get a document that's 3 pages and no one's gonna give a shit. No one's gonna read it. I'm like, grab this document, give me everything that's really important, and then put it in a 1-pager so people can really understand.
Oh my God, dude. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a little something that I was gonna try and do, and I can't believe I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
We could decide maybe to cut this out or not, or keep it. But look, the with training like that, I've been obsessing over it too, and I found this thing called Hey Gen, and you basically film yourself talking for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, your mannerisms and stuff like that. Then you take your training manual and you say, okay, make this into words that I can say on the video. And then you put the script onto the video of you, and the AI replicates you doing the training. That's it.
That's amazing.
That's it. You don't have to pay models. You don't have to do everything.
Amazing.
I mean, you just have, you have to do the work.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Dude.
And
I
you
have to
can't
try
even
it.
tell. And you can't even tell. Like, that's what's going on right now across the board where you see it online. I mean, you could see little things here and there. But for a training video where somebody's doing it, that's totally acceptable.
Very cool.
Very cool. Anyways, I
mean, that's the name of the game when you're scaling and you're growing. And you have you got to be efficient, And as long as it feels like it's you, I think that's a good thing. That's
because then sometimes it doesn't. It talks like a fucking robot. And you're like, fuck that, dude. But let me ask you a question. So you took your mom's recipe.
Yeah.
What do you sell more, pinchos or burgers?
Oh man, so it's funny. In Texas, we sell a lot more pinchos than burgers. In Miami is 50-50.
Holy shit.
50-50, yeah.
What did your mom say about the pincho recipe?
My mom in the beginning, she's very proud of it now. In the beginning, man, she would walk into restaurants and she would call people out. She's like, she would walk in and call people like,
yo, this is not my recipe.
Not my pincho recipe.
She's proud.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I mean, she's very proud of everything that we've built. I mean, we came to this country, man. A lot of people don't understand what goes through the mind of an immigrant. My parents are immigrants. They left a world behind to be here, right? You leave an entire world behind to come to this country. We came here to build a better life.
From Brazil. When did you come?
2000, 2001.
Wow, so you're a kid. Oh, you're a teenager.
Yeah,
maybe?
man, I was 15, 16.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm more than half my life here. I'm 25 years in Miami. I'm 41. And we came here to build a better life. And when I told my parents I was going to quit my career to do Pincho, they had a heart attack.
For sure.
They're like, what do you mean?
You're crushing it.
What is wrong with you? It's like you're working for Chrysler.
Dude, I remember you back then. You were crushing it.
Yeah, we were doing amazing. I was making great money for my age. I was spending all my money at Space and at Live. That's where I was spending most of my time. But yeah, she's very proud.
You treat Pincho like a character. I heard.
Do.
I read that.
My imaginary friend.
Take me to that process, and how did you realize that treating something like a living, breathing character and creature is how you would take care of a business? Because people don't. I love my kids. I have my life, but your business is also, you got to treat it like Elon Musk. It's like another child. You have to treat it like you have to cater to it every single day.
100%.
When did you realize you needed to do that?
I think right in the beginning when we started growing, we were like, okay, what's not working here? What's not working at Pincho? Because the first 2 years was rough.
Yeah.
And then we started thinking, okay, if Pincho was a person, how would he? Because we knew for a fact it was a he, because the 3 co-founders, we were guys. We said we have to start thinking about it as a person. What does Pincho like to listen to? How does he like to treat his friends? You know, what does he like to wear? What does he drive? And when you put yourself in that position, you start making decisions slightly different and you start treating your brand as a human being. The thing is, what a lot of people don't understand, and I know me and you spoke a little bit about that, it's incredibly difficult to build a brand that has soul. And while you're building a family, and you have to separate these two worlds. And it's very difficult. It's not an easy thing. And Pincho has now over 200 employees, close to 300 people. You know, it's a lot of responsibility.
It is.
So whenever I step into that role, I think, okay, it's very different in my life. I have to cater to 300 people. It's, you know, a lot of the way that I raise my actual child is the way that I set values at Pincho. Because I always say this, the culture in your company is going to grow like a kid, whether you like it or not. So either you instill values in it or you don't. So I instill values in Pincho as this kid, and I'm like, Pincho, this is how I want you to behave. This is how I want you to look. I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to do that. And these are the rules. And that Pincho relays that message to the rest of the company. And that's how you raise a healthy company. Yeah. Because if you don't, what happens? If you don't instill values in your children, what happens? They're gonna grow up whether you like it or not. They're either by luck and by God become great humans, or they're gonna end up being not the best. So that's how I look at it. And ever since I started doing that, it's helped me tremendously. Yeah.
Dude, I remember having that conversation with you. It's hard to balance a successful life, a personal life, and at the same time, a successful business. And I've sat across right here with a few people, and it's like, how do you balance everything? And they always tell me the same thing that I believe. There is no balance. You just got to go full throttle on both, and just make it work.
And that's okay, because if you truly want to be great at something, you have to give it your all. And sometimes, you know, as much as it sucks to say this, the family suffers in different moments and stages of your business. So if you're in a stage of your business where your business really needs you, you got to give 90% to that. Guess what? Your family ends up paying the price for it. Of course they do. But it cannot be forever. And you have to sit down with your family. I'm like, I just had that happen to me. And I'm like, guys, I got to move to Houston for 2 months. And it's going to suck. But I got to go be there for my business. I got to go build and help, because it takes a lot of effort to build a brand from the ground up. Yeah. And just being upfront about it. But even when you do, it's still hard. Because
it's super hard because you miss them too. And it's like, this is why I'm doing it, et cetera. And then vice versa. When your family needs you, bro, whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. Exactly. If my family needs me, guess what? My business, guys, figure it out, because my kid needs me. My wife needs me. So you see that Pincho is another child. Your business is just another child.
It is.
And that's what it is. And then your kids are like, why do you keep spending time with that child? It's like, because that child feeds you.
Yeah, no, of course. And listen,
balance is good,
seeing what you did with the first one, bootstrapped it, went through, you hit number 2, Coral Gables, blows up. Then you started expanding. Yeah. Like, I'm sure by then you're like.
That's when I had just gotten married to my wife, Natalia. Shout out, Natalia, I love you. And I told her, I was living this, incredible life, making great money, living in Brickell. I was like, it was amazing. And then I told her, listen, I got to quit my career and I'm going to go build Pincho, this incredible, beautiful Colombian human. And I was like, she goes, yeah, whatever it takes. And I'm like, whatever it takes. She was like, yeah, all right, cool. We're going to sublease this apartment. We're going to go move back with my parents, because I'm going from getting paid over $200,000 a year, making good money. Back then I was 26 years old.
That's a lot of money back then, dude.
To go get paid zero. The first year of Pincho, I got paid zero. The second year of Pincho, I think I paid myself like $15,000, $1,000 a month. The third year of Pincho, I paid myself 30 G's. Like, that was my life. I had savings and all that. But that was the moment that I went to grow this thing. And I said, let's go grow Pincho. And we went for it, man. We hired somebody to help us, like, right size the business, make sure that we were profitable, because we had great sales, but we weren't profitable. We weren't managing our food costs correctly. We weren't managing the labor correctly.
You had no restaurant experience.
Nothing.
And you just forced your way
brand experience
through grit and rolling up your sleeve. You forced yourself into a multi-million-dollar business. Just like, fucking let's go.
Let's just go. Just figure it out, man. And I think that's what makes the best entrepreneurs, the people that say, fuck it, bro, I'll just figure it out. And I think people that have that mentality just are resourceful. And I think the 3 of us at the time, well, the 4 of us, because Crystal was part of the team, We did that all the time. Let's just figure it out. And then Adrian Sanchez, which you know,
Yeah.
Adrian joined in year one. Right after year one, he was part of the team. Let's figure it out. We decided to franchise to grow. We grew up Frio stores via franchise and the rest via company-owned stores. And man, that was a huge learning lesson for us, right? You know,
But it was a way to expand the brand name.
Yeah, of course.
To multiple locations.
We didn't have the capital, you know. By then I had saved up some more money, you know, but a lot of the money that I had was I had to spend money on myself and my family. So we said, okay, let's grow this thing via franchising because it's just really a way of finance. It's a finance mechanism to help you grow. That's what it is. It's using other people's money to grow the brand. And we did that.
You collect brand fees.
And collect royalties.
Set up systems.
And then we opened a few joint ventures that we own, right? Hialeah was ours. Sunrise was ours. We opened Flagler was ours. And then the rest were franchise stores. And then, man, it took off. But lots of learning lessons. When you run one store, it's easy. You're there every day. You run 2 restaurants, still kind of easy because you're splitting yourself between 2. When you open 3, that's when the wheels come off.
You know, I read that. You said that somewhere.
Yeah.
What's the difference between the 2 and the 3, and why did the wheels come off?
Because when you get to 3, you can't split your time equally the best way. If you don't have strong systems and procedures and training and all of the above, you need to make sure that you're not needed. Because if you're needed all the time, you can never grow. So we were very lucky that we've hired a director of operations early on, and we were paying him almost 4 times what we were paying ourselves. And we made that decision. We're like, okay, this is what we need.
Did it help you?
It was amazing. It was single-handedly the only reason we were able to grow. It was because he came on board. He was like, where's your training documents? You're looking at them. where are your recipes? Oh, in the doll's mind. You know, how many, I remember this. It's like, how many, we were writing down the training and we're like, how many ounces of this? And then the dog goes, 2 gloop gloops. I'm like,
2 gloop gloops?
He goes, yeah, gloop gloop. I was like, bro, that is not a way of doing this. It was like, and so we systemized the whole brand and we grew, man, and we were successful. And Pincho Factory became a Miami loved brand.
Nice. So you expanded and it exploded into to I don't know how many. I remember 6 brands.
Yeah,
six
like six stores at the time.
Six at the time. But then you then consolidated. No, like you at some point. I don't think it was matching what you envisioned.
Right. So we got to 8 units at that point. We had 8 restaurants. We opened a franchise in Orlando. Franchisee didn't work out. We just had different values, and then we said, hey, listen, this is not for us. So we parted ways amicably. He converted the restaurant to something else. But man, I just didn't like the franchise game because quality is inconsistency, right? When people say, oh, your quality has changed, it's not because we decided to buy lesser quality beef. We've always bought great quality beef. It's just because people are not as consistent. And then I didn't want to do that anymore. So I went to my investors, my board, and said, hey guys, look, we're right after COVID, right? I had just stepped in as CEO of the brand because I was naturally the CMO for a long time. And we'll talk about that mistake in a bit. But I said, I don't want to do this anymore. And they're like, what do you mean? And they're like, I want to buy all my restaurants back. They're like, dude, this is going to take a ton of money. You know, we own 3 restaurants fully. No, 4. No, 2 fully. And then 2 were joint ventures. And then the rest were franchises. And I said, yeah, I'm just going to go find some money. I'm going to talk to people. We have a really great brand, but this franchising game is just a pain in the ass. And they said, yeah, sure. If that's what you want to do, we're behind you. Mind you, my board is all franchise guys, right? Like all my investors are super pro heavy franchise. You know,
today.
Back then.
Oh, back then.
Andy Howard, he bought Wingstop at 30 units, took it to 500. That was my first check into Pincho.
No way.
Andy Howard, he's from Miami. He's the owner of Huey Magoo's Chicken Tenders, if you guys have seen it. I had Jim Mises from Blaze Pizza, and I had Ned, which he's an early on investor in Five Guys. These guys are all franchise guys, and I had to tell them I don't want to franchise anymore. It was like a tough conversation.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And they all put money behind this thing to grow it via franchise. I'm like, I don't want to do it. And they're like, why? And I'm like, because I need quality. I need consistency. I need to take care of my team. I'm not proud of going to work every day and just dealing with these freaking headaches. And shout out to all these 3 amazing folks. And they said, we're behind you. We invested in you, actually. And I love
Wow.
that. Yeah, man. And I went and I started talking to a ton of investors. I probably had conversations with
We
you.
talked about it. You came by the wharf when that wharf
Yeah,
just took
yeah.
off. It was like, oh, Emi's got money
Yeah.
now.
I'm like, hey, Emi, do you want to
No, you
join?
must have talked to a lot of people,
I
man.
talked to like maybe 60, 70 people. We got 3 solid offers. One of them was to buy the company outright, where all my investors would make their money back. Plus, I convinced them not to take that offer.
Oh my gosh.
And then I partner up with Save Refund. Save Refund, incredible human beings. I think is one of the best private equity, growth equity companies in the country. All they do is invest in small brands and help them get to 30, 40 units. But they mentor you. They give you access to real estate, construction. Everything's done in that office. All I have to hire is marketing and operators.
Which is your wheelhouse.
Yeah. So they help me find real estate. They help me with construction. They help me with HR, with finance. All of that's done by an incredible team in Salt Lake City. And they're amazing, bro.
Wow.
It's the best.
How'd you meet them?
At a conference in New York.
No
I was
way.
just
You're going to conferences?
What,
like
to go speak. No, I was invited to speak.
You're okay.
I was invited to speak at a conference in New York by this guy named Ashish. He met me in Miami. He goes, I love your story, bro. You got to come at the BMO Bank, BMO. And I was there. He goes, you got to meet these people. And I'm like, all right, cool. I met them. And then, Andrew Smith is really incredible human, but he was too nice. So I was like, oh man, this guy's maybe just really good salesman. I don't know, but we became friends. And then we continued talking, 1 year, it was like 6, they came to Miami. They loved the food. I went and they wanted majority. And I was like, hell no, I'm not doing a deal with anybody where I lose control of the company. I went to Salt Lake City and then I met them there. And then I met the founders that they backed. And I was like, holy shit, dude, this is amazing. Like, imagine getting all this support overnight. And then I did my diligence. I called all other founders and I'm like, who are these people? Are they good? And they're like, Otto, they're even better.
Oh my God.
Once you become partners with
Oh
these
my
guys,
God.
they're even better. So then
It's amazing having the right partner,
bro.
man.
Yeah. But then COVID happened.
Oh no.
We were at the about to receive this investment and they were like, we're not writing checks. You're gonna have to figure this shit out. And then let us know. They didn't tell me that. I knew that. No one was writing checks.
No,
It was
no,
COVID.
The world froze.
And then I remember one of the questions you asked is like, when was the first time I felt like a real CEO?
Yeah.
Like the first decision, it was COVID.
Really?
COVID, yeah. Because everybody, all my investors, all my friends said, lay off everybody, furlough everyone, just freaking don't worry about this thing. And I was like, I'm not going to do that.
That was your first major decision as a CEO?
I am not going to do that. Yeah, I went against my entire board. I went against everybody. I'm like, I'm not going to furlough not even one human. If everybody's going down, it's not just Pincho, it's the whole world. We're all going to go down swinging together, and I don't give a shit. I got on there was no Zoom back then. There was, I think it was Google Hangout. I don't know. We got on a video call. We've never done video calls. Yeah, Skype. Shout out to Skype, RIP. And then I told the managers,
He said R.I.P.
I had to. What a missed moment, dude. Like, really, bro? You could have literally been the best video conference in the world.
They were already doing it.
In the world. Anyway, so I called my managers and I told them, listen, I know you guys are scared. I am scared. I can't afford to pay everybody. We had like 180 people at the time or so. I said, if you're a manager, I'm going to take care of you. If you get sick, I will send you your pay.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. 2 weeks because it was 14 days. Remember?
You guys were able to, 14 days to flatten the curve.
Yeah. And then I'm like, but for the team, here's what we're going to do. We're a restaurant. I'm not going to furlough anybody. Nobody's going to get fired. We're going through the desert. We have X amount of water. We're just going to share it between us. You might get, instead of 40 hours, you get 30. You get 25 this week. But we're going to take employees, figure out how to pay your landlords and your car payments. But here's what we're going to do. Every employee that gets sick and gets sent home, we're going to send them food every day. We have rice, beans, chicken. No one's going to go hungry. If you have kids and they're not in school, we're going to give you food for you and for your kids. You can take food for your kids every day. If you have 7 kids, I don't care. Like, we're not going to go hungry, bro. We're a restaurant. And then this is what we're going to do. And then we'll figure it out.
And you did this as you still had franchisees?
It still had franchisees. Still had everything. I picked up the phone. I called everybody. I'm like, this is what we're doing. And then I said, I don't know if you knew this. We were the first brand to offer a discount to healthcare, hospital workers. First brand.
That's amazing.
because my friend in
I
DC,
remember you
yeah,
being
yeah,
on socials
yeah,
and being active.
yeah. My friend in DC said, he called me. He goes, I'm giving everybody free. I'm giving healthcare workers, hospital workers free food. I'm like, fuck, man, I can't do that. Like, it's gonna break me. I'm like, I'll give everybody 50% off just to help the community. I went to social and I said that. It went viral. Every single person in Miami came to help out and show love for Pincho in return. My sales went like this, 7% drop. That's all my sales dropped.
That's amazing.
And then my investors called, and the people. Sorry, long story, but the people from Utah called. How's Pincho? I'm like, my sales dropped like 7%. They're like 70. I'm like, no, 7%. And then they're like, did COVID get there? And I'm like, yeah, COVID's here. And anyway, long story short, man, I was able to raise the money from them.
Can I just say, thank God Florida opened up first?
Thank God,
bro.
Thank God. Yeah. I remember everybody and their mothers was coming to Florida. Everybody wanted to be here. That was a huge help. That was, you know,
that changed my life.
But we did all the right things.
You did.
And we raised all the money, and I bought every single Pincho restaurant back.
There was a lot of people to make that happen, right? Like you had to speak to a lot of people.
I had to, first of all, convince everyone that was making money that they need to sell me the restaurants back, because my franchisees were successful franchisees. No one was losing money. Imagine me going to you, Emi. Hey, Emi, you're my franchisee in Pembroke Pines. I know you're making 20 grand a month. I want your business back, but I want it at this cost. It was a very difficult, but luckily for me, 2 franchisees were my friends. 2 of them weren't. And I just sat down with everybody and I laid it. And I'm like, look, guys, it's COVID. We don't know what's going to happen. I have an opportunity to make the company better. I have an opportunity to give you your money back plus.
Yeah, so at least they get out
plus
positive.
Of course, everybody made money. And everybody said yes. And I had to get 27 signatures from everybody to close this. And we closed in September of 2021.
You've been big on relationships too, man. Like that's probably the reason you were able to pull that is because of all your relationships.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm sure you're like that.
Yeah.
My dad used
relationships
to tell me.
are more than
my
worth
dad
more
used
than
to tell me this. You know, my dad just recently passed away, which is the worst thing in the world.
Sorry to hear that.
No, thank you. He used to tell me, it takes 25 years for you to build a reputation. It takes 5 minutes for you to destroy it.
Oh yeah.
So, oh man, I'm getting emotional.
Anyway, man, it happens.
You know, and then I'm up very big on, if I tell you this is what I'm gonna do, I have no contracts with a lot of people. I'm like, I shake hands with people. I'm like, this is what I am. It's my word. You know, it's my reputation. I live here. I'm part of this community, and it's done very well for
Oddly
me.
enough, I mean, look,
Yeah.
I'm the same way, so I sympathize with you. Look, my partner and I, we have a massive business. We don't have an agreement
With
between
Alex?
us. Yeah, dude.
No shit.
Yeah, man.
Alex, what's up, bro?
No, we don't. Like,
That's good.
And it's just we're on 8 years now, 9
That's
years
amazing.
almost.
Those are the best. Those are the best
It's
relationships.
like you have to look at the paper. I mean, no, you should still do it because whatever. But I wouldn't. You can't do it, everybody. But
Look,
if you're with the right
we've
people,
had our
you know?
fair share of bad deals. We don't bat
happens.
you know, we're not perfect. But if somebody's a piece of shit, I'm not gonna do business with you. Values over everything.
You can't do
brother.
good business with bad people.
No way. There's no way. You're gonna die no matter what.
You said something earlier. You were the CMO, then you became the CEO.
CEO, yeah.
But then, if you were one of the founders, who was the CEO?
So we brought on. So my co-founder Nadal was the CEO.
Okay.
And then we brought on somebody, you know, big shot guy, former Starbucks executive, to come and lead the brand. Incredible person, very smart, you know, amazing human being, you know. And we promoted him to CEO, and Nadal stepped down and went to do other things. And that was a mistake, you know, because he wasn't a founder. He wasn't somebody that would roll up their sleeve and go and work. And if you've had bad experiences with Pincho, that was around that time. Consistency wasn't the same. It was all because it's always leadership. It's always about that, you know, and we're still paying a price for those people that had bad experiences back then. This is like 6 years ago, and people's like, oh yeah, I went to your restaurant 7 years ago, and I had a bad experience. All I can tell you is reach out to us. We'll take care of you. You know, thank God, you know, knock on wood, the business is doing amazing today. But, you know, that relationship didn't work out. So I stepped into the CEO role.
Wow.
And then COVID happened.
Oh my God. Thank God.
like 4
thank
months
God it was
later.
you though.
Well, yeah, thank God it was me. Thank God it was me. I'm not going to lie. Thank God it was me. And, but yeah, these are the things. It's everything in this business, especially when you're growing and you're scaling, and you have to scale the founder's mentality and the way of being. Now, today, I have a rule, you know, that I've just learned this. You know, imagine 15 years. I have a rule that is called over my dead bodies. I've learned this from my friend named Arjun sent. Shout out to Arjun. There's a set of things that are going to be over my dead bodies. They live in your head, but you got to write them down. And everybody in the company needs to know. Like, we're not going to change the quality of this burger over my dead body, because every time we.
By the way, I am stealing this.
Yeah.
Because this is phenomenal.
Yeah, we all have that. We know that, but you just got to write it down. Like,
bodies,
guys,
because it's multiple things.
Yeah. These are the things. These are the rules.
What are your over your dead bodies?
The quality of my food, it's never going to change. I don't care. If the price of beef goes up, the price of the burger goes up. We've made a mistake that I told you earlier. The beef was going up. We needed the price to be to contain. So we went from a thick patty to a smaller patty because we needed to cook the burger faster. And then we needed to maintain the price. Man, that was a mistake. And that was, a lot of advisors and investors telling, here's what you should do over my dead body. I am never doing that again. I am never going to make portions.
That was catastrophic for you.
Yeah, dude, it was 6 months of people just having bad experiences saying this is what happens when you grow. This is private equity. It's not private equity. It's just the market sucks. Like when costs of goods go up 30-40% and you want to maintain a price so you're still reasonable for people.
Yeah.
People don't understand when rent
Life's expensive, dude.
Rents
right
used
now.
to be $7,000, but now they're $15,000. Employees used to be $10 an hour, but now they're $17 an hour. If you want to get a good person, it's tough. I have now over my dead bodies. It's just gonna go up.
Quality of food.
Quality of food.
What's the next one?
Over my dead body. Second, the design of the restaurants. They all need to have a homey feel.
They do.
We never want to
Some wood,
never,
some concrete.
yeah, we
little
never
bit
want to be
warm.
corporate. We never want to be chain-like over my dead body. That's not gonna happen again. Treating people with disrespect. When I took over as CEO, that was over my dead body day one. And that's the thing that people don't understand. When you're a franchisee, you're a franchisor, sorry, a franchisee might mistreat their employees. You can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
It's not your team. So I have I think over my dead body. If you're an asshole at Pincho, you get fired tomorrow. Like I don't care if you're the best A player in the game, you're not gonna work here. Like I don't deal with assholes. I like, dude, this is. I don't say we're a family because family. I've heard this from Netflix. Family lets people underperform. We're a team.
Yeah.
But
The dream team, dude.
Dream team.
You gotta treat like a dream team.
Yeah. So I never, that's over my dead body. The way that my mom's family recipe changing over my dead body. There's really iconic things now that I know matter a lot to Pincho. That this is who we are, bro. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. It is what it is. We're not for everyone, but we are as inclusive as possible.
Dude, I want to touch on something because now you've talked about the systems you had to implement. You talked about your core values and over your dead bodies. There was something you did in the past that I think was maybe you didn't see it, but I'm seeing it now. You were co-founded an operations app for nightclubs. Didn't you?
Yeah.
Called Night Pro.
Yes,
and
I did.
a lot of us used it in the nightclubs, and this was before 7 Rooms or right around the same time as 7 Rooms started, which by the way sold for like $1 billion or whatever.
Hey,
it
we
was,
should have
dude.
stayed, bro. We
stuck
should
to it,
have
bro.
stuck to that.
Anyways,
thing. Yeah.
but that was the first time that I saw as an operator and a promoter back in the day in nightclub guy the electronic systems being implemented into
digital
operations,
side.
the digitalness. How did that happen? And did any of that have anything to do with how you operate today?
That's a really random thing, right? I was working at Sapien Nitro, and we had this hiring event, and at the time I was leading the Chrysler team, the Fiat and Chrysler. No, I was leading the Sprint and Nextel team. Nextel, remember Nextel?
Yeah.
And then I met this guy named Juan Bermudez because we were trying to hire him. And I met him, we became friends, Venezuelan kid. And then he was starting this startup called Nitro. And he knew I had a background in nightlife. And he goes, hey, listen, I'm going to do this.
You're raging in
Yeah,
that.
oh my God. I was after hours space guy. And then he approached me. He goes, look, man, you have experience in UX and design, and you have all of these contacts. Do you want to build this software for nightlife? And I thought it was genius. And then I was like, okay, where are you with this? He's like, I'm like Photoshop, like still just designing this thing.
Yeah.
And man, I got to give a shout out to my boy, Dave Grutman. I called up Dave, it's the first person. I'm like, listen, I'm like, Dave, I love you. How are you? I haven't talked to you in a minute. I'm building this thing that I think can really work. And I pitched it to him over the phone. He goes, I love it, but Otto, I love you. If at the time, I think Joe Lopez was, I don't know who it was. It was somebody at Story that was like the head of ops at Story for him. He goes, if my director of ops says no, it's a no. Like, you're my boy and I love you, but like, I don't get into that detail. I went and I pitched it to his team and they said, if you can build this, there's no amount of money that clubs would pay you because this is a really great idea. It was basically the open table for nightlife.
Yeah.
Like where the tables and promoters and all that.
Instead of doing it by paper.
Instead of,
pen.
promoter that got you 30 people, it will calculate at the end of the night, the ticketing. And we went for it, bro. We went for it. We worked hand in hand with Liv and we basically grew from Liv. Everything that Liv needed is how Night Pro was built. We were there every day, every weekend. We were there in the beginning stages at night coding, just testing. And then they were looking like, hey guys, this is not working. I'm like, oh shit, let me fix it. And then we would fix it 4 a.m. Juan was there coding this thing. And it grew and it got to like almost 300 clubs. And then we got acquired by Table List.
That's amazing, dude.
It was a great win. And it's still going.
Dude, but the way that, I wonder if there's anything there that you picked up, because that was before Pincho, right?
Oh yeah, that was in tandem. But that was in the beginning of Pincho. That was
during the first year.
During the first or second year of Pincho. I mean, 100%. The first thing that came was like we had no online ordering. I'm like, oh shit, why don't we have an online order? So we started digitizing a lot of the things. Remember, everything was in Nadal's brain and everything was in Adrian's brain. And I was like, so that's when we started doing a lot of digital work. We were very tech forward.
Yeah.
That my investors, when they came to Pincho, when they were doing diligence, they're like, who's your head of technology here? Like, and I'm like, this guy. They're like, why do you have such a good tech stack? I'm like, because that's my background. So from the POS that we chose, from the online ordering system that we chose, the way that we did training on the back end, Pincho University, we built it. Like, there's all these things that we built that people our size like don't know. People have 40 units, 50 restaurants will get to it. Learning management software. So all of that came from my background in Sapient.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. I mean,
what POS do you use now?
We Toast.
Toast.
No, yeah,
you like it?
Yeah, I love Toast. I think Toast is one of the best. We were with a really shitty one in the past, and then we switched to Brink by Par. And about a year and a half ago, we switched to Toast. Yeah, Toast is one of the best.
Yeah, no, for sure. For restaurants,
it's one of the best. It's easy. It's friendly. It's good. You know, the whole credit card thing is a bit of a pain in the ass, but you know, we work.
You have your own app.
We have our own app. We have our own. That's one thing that I'm very proud of. Like,
and you built it yourself, or you built it with a team of people?
I didn't build it myself, but I met this amazing human named Zach at a conference, at a fast casual conference, and you know, we were having a drink, you know, at the bar, and then I'm Palestinian and he's Jewish. And we were just going back on this Palestine-Israel thing.
Holy shit.
This was like 8 years ago. 8 years ago, like 9 years ago. I didn't even know what he did for a living, bro. And then he goes to me, we're just talking, you know, a lot of my friends are Jewish. And then we were just talking back and forth. And he goes, by the way, what do you do? I'm like, I own restaurants. This is, oh shit. It's like, I'm building this software for restaurants, like a loyalty platform. He goes, what would it take you to switch your loyalty to me? And I saw it as an opportunity. And I said, well, if you let me design the experience from A to Z and build me an app, I'll give you my loyalty business. Because we were with another company that sucked at the time. And he goes, deal. And then I went to Illustrator and built this way before Figma ever existed. And I built it and I sent it to them. And then I was part of the team and we built the experience. So, and then Pincho now, the app and all that came from our teams.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
and you can order from your app, obviously.
Yeah. We're very good at technology.
Do you integrate with third-party delivery apps?
We integrate with third-party delivery apps. That's what saved us at COVID.
Did it?
We had that locked in from day one. You know, you place an order, go straight to the kitchen. No tablets, none of that crap. I think one of the best things that we've done recently is AI. So if you call any Pincho location now, you can talk to a team member if you want, but there is Carlos 9000. That's what we call him.
Carlos 9000?
Carlos 9000.
It's the ninth iteration of Carlos. Is that what it is?
Yeah, he's our AI. He will say, hi, thanks for calling Pincho. How can I help you? And then you can be like, are you guys open? And be like, yeah, we're open right now. And he just talks to you. And it's in this third iteration now. It's insane. And you can be like, all right, I would like to place an order. Okay, cool. I got you. What do you like? Let me get a Pincho burger with queso frito. We have to train it to understand the Miami accent. which was hard as shit. It was
My
30
God.
days, and we're still iterating. But dude, it's and it integrates directly into everything, into our online ordering. It goes into our online ordering page. Because if you 86 an item, the AI needs to know.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot that
So
goes
you
on.
got to integrate it into the platform.
Yeah, so it's integrated and it goes straight to the kitchen. It's amazing.
So you love using AI.
I love AI. I think AI is amazing.
Me
I'm
too.
scared about like just mentally what's going to do to everybody's brains over the next few years. But I'm a big believer that's just going to give us superhuman strength. It's a superpower.
Yeah,
And
it's almost like you're not going to have to force your brain to think more, to grow.
which they did a study, and I don't know how true this is because you see all this shit online, so you don't know. But that certain parts of the brain of folks are not being as developed as they need to because they don't need to think as hard.
That's hard.
Yeah, because you have a freaking PhD person
In your pocket.
and it's pretty wild. I've done it. I've done incredible things with it. I mean, man, I get Excel sheets thrown in there, and I'm like, analyze this data. I give like. If I'm gonna open up a new Pincho location, I download Uber Eats data and here's all my zip code. Let me know where I should do. Like it's insane.
It's great.
It
Well, you
helps me with a lot
just
of
opened, talked about a second location.
Yeah.
So you went from Miami and you landed in Houston.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
My investors wanted us to open up another market. We had a lot of people that actually used to ask for Pincho to go to Houston as a franchise. We did a study. They were already going to Houston. But we geofenced every Pincho location in Miami with a company called SiteZeus. Crazy, scary. And it basically built a psychograph of what our customer is. It says, this is your customer. Like 30 days of people walking. Our phones give up so much information. You have no idea. And it said, this is what your customer looks like. This is their spending habits. This is what they vote. This is their male, their female, their age group. Before Pincho, 30% of them come from work. After Pincho, 30% go to Publix. Like it gives you insane amount of data. And then it creates an audience, right? Like, and then it says, here's your lookalike audience in the US. This is where the rest, people that look just like these people where they live. And lo and behold, Houston was at the top of the list. So
No way.
Yeah, we went to Houston. Shout out
You
to
like
Houston.
Texas?
I love H-Town. H-Town's the best. It's a tough market because there's a lot of great food.
Yeah.
It's
Texas is great food. I love barbecue.
It's amazing food. So it's very competitive. It's very different. You know, we were gonna open up our first restaurant. This is a true story. We had a huge sign that said "Born in Miami" that was gonna go on the wall because that was our tagline. And I remember our friend going to me. He's like, "Otto, better not do that." I'm like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "You better not put 'Born in Miami' huge on this wall because people here are proud of Texas." I'm like, "Really?" And it's true. And, you know, that in high school, they pledged the allegiance to the Texas flag than the United States flag.
You see more Texas flags up than the US flags.
But it's a great market, man. It's great people, great. Everybody's so nice. It's crazy. Everybody's so nice.
You're not from there. How were you able to put boots on the ground and make it happen? Like, did you do it yourself, or I've always like gone back and forth on my head on how that happens.
Listen, it's so tough. I think what a lot of people don't understand is when you open in a new market and you're not Shake Shack or Chick-fil-A, you don't have brand awareness. People don't know who you are. So it's basically building the brand from the ground up. And we had to learn that the hard way. The first year in, it's like, okay, this is a lot of work. So
did you do more than the first year in your other store in Miami, when your first store in Miami, when you did 200?
No. I mean, oh yeah, way more. Thank God. Thank God. We opened with a bang there. We opened really strong. Like everything else, we always have a honeymoon period. The sort of sales go down a bit, but it has been received extremely well. We just made the list of best burgers in Houston. Finally, Houstonia magazine. So shout out to my team. But it's a grind, bro. You got to be there. I basically looked at my wife and my family and I said, look, I love you guys, but I'm going to basically move to Houston and relocate temporarily. Monday nights, I'm there until Sunday mornings. And then Monday morning, I'm here with my family. Monday nights, I'm back in Houston. And I did that for a good 2.5 months. And now I came back for the holidays and we just celebrated 15 years of Pincho, so we did that. And
congratulations, 15 years.
15 years, bro. 15 years.
That's right, 2010. Yeah.
Hell yeah. And but yeah, it's great. It's fun. It's Would I do another state? Probably not, because it's a lot of work. I'll probably go to Orlando first, go to Tampa first, go to shit. I got Palm
Tampa's
Beach.
great. Orlando's
I
great.
got Fort
West
Lauderdale.
Palm, Fort Lauderdale.
You know, that I'm still not in.
We're in Fort Lauderdale, man. I think having a Pincho near us would be great.
Hell yeah, let's put one in the wharf, bro. Let's go.
We should talk about it after this. Actually, we should. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. We should.
we would do really well. Yeah, absolutely.
You would smash it over there.
Hell yeah.
What's it like leading 300 people?
Man, it's a lot of responsibility, but it's very rewarding.
Do you ever get imposter syndrome?
I have it right now.
I have it all the time,
All the
bro.
fucking time.
And if you're not having it, you're not doing the right things.
I have
Dude.
it right now. I think I read up on this, I think like 70% of educated people have imposter syndrome, because 70 or 75 of people that had gone to college.
Why do you think it is? Because they're self-aware, or they're too self-aware, or they're insecure? I don't know.
It's a great thing because it keeps arrogance at bay. You're not an arrogant person. You know what you don't know, and you walk into scenarios knowing that you need to learn and you need to be better and you need to perform. And I think it's a great thing, and I think you just have to learn how to live with it. Look, it's a lot of. I don't think people understand, right? There's close to 300 people that eat from Pincho. Like, their checks are from Pincho. This is how they pay their rent. It's a lot of responsibility. You have like a mini country that you're leading, right? It's like 300 people that look up to you as the leader for guidance, for what should we do next? Where are we going? From a lot of hourly employees is just a passive job. They're working because they're paying for they're going to college or whatever. They're going to become something incredible. But there's a lot of our managers that this is their life. These are people that are looking at me and saying, how are you going to build more opportunity for me? I've been with you for 10, I have people that have been with me for 10 years. 10 years, man. You know what I mean? So it's an incredible feeling, but at the same time, it's a lot of responsibility. I enjoy it. I love it. I think naturally you 100% are this. You put you or me on anybody in any room, and we naturally become the leader of that room because we like to help others. We like to be there and support and be like, don't worry, I got you. That's just you put me in anywhere, and I would like to help whoever's around me. And I think I just channel all of that into building a company. And the way that I look at it is, I am building opportunities for other people.
It keeps you motivated too.
It's an amazing thing, bro. It's a good feeling.
You almost lost everything, no?
Almost did. I put it all on red at the win. No, I'm just kidding. I was like, yes, all stores. If I lose, don't worry. No, man. Yeah, I mean, look, we've had our ups and downs, but yeah, right around that 2019 mark, we've made some bad calls in terms of leaders, in terms of people that came into the brand, from our area manager, from the managers, and the stores weren't consistent. The franchisees, I had bought back 2 of the stores already at that time. Some of them.
And now you're fully in there. You're the CMO at the time?
At the time I was a CMO, and then I had to step in as CEO of the brand, and I just did not have the right team. And the team that wasn't hired by me. Remember, the team wasn't hired by me, and I had to start letting go some people. And then one day the CFO comes to me out of nowhere and he goes, hey man, there's only 30 grand in the bank account. I was like, what do you mean? It's like, we have 6 restaurants,
30 grand in the bank account?
And it's like, what? We have to do payrolls like $100-something thousand. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, yeah, man, the restaurant's been losing money, I had just stepped into this role, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it was a moment of like an oh shit moment, man. I felt like somebody punched me in the throat and I couldn't breathe, and I was like, what's going on?
Panic attack mode.
Panic attack. I called my board. Some people were willing to help, some people weren't. Previous investors were like, hey, you got to do what you got to do. No one wants it's very hard to receive support from people if they feel that it's a knife, it's falling, and you need to
catch
go catch a falling knife, right?
Yeah.
It's catching a falling knife. It's not like. So I called my dad, and I was like, listen, I need you to lend me 30 grand because I need to make some payments. And he goes, what's going on? And I was like, this is where I'm at, but I have a great company. I'm gonna turn it around. And my dad's like, obviously, he's like, done. And then I went and I took a credit line against my house, 150 grand. I said. Look,
how's that conversation?
Took my wife. I'm like, listen, this is what I got to do. I gotta put it. I gotta go all in. I'm just recently taking over this company. It's like 10 years of my life at the time. I was like, I'm not gonna lose it. It's Pincho. It's like Pincho Factory. We hadn't even changed the name, I think. Yeah.
No, we're gonna talk about that next, dude.
And then I was like, I grabbed that and I said, okay, total lockdown mode. Who we pay, who we don't pay, and we're gonna get out of the situation. And bro, it was the lowest point of my life. Lowest point of my life. I didn't want to get up from bed. I would wake up in the morning. I just didn't want to talk to anybody. I started wearing, till today, this is a true story. I only wear black t-shirts because I would wake up in the morning. I just didn't want to get dressed. I was like, I want to, I used to love shopping and love getting good clothes. And I'm like, I got to be hyper focused on my company. I'm going to wear the same jeans, the same t-shirt. I went online. I bought 10 next level t-shirts. Were 10 black. 10, they're super comfortable. They're $7 each. And I said, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to be.
That was your uniform.
That was my uniform. I woke up I started drinking coffee. I never drank coffee in my life. I was so low, Emi. Like I was like, I just need to I have X amount of energy. I need to make decisions every day. I don't want to talk to nobody. I didn't talk to friends. And it was a very difficult, dark moment. Called my mentor, Jim Mises.
So I was about to ask you who your mentor was.
Yeah, Jim Mises.
Yeah, because for you to get as far and get through this stuff, you had to have a mentor.
Jim Mises, shout out Jim Mises. He's the guy who created 59, 79, 99 cents. Man, he invented that Taco Bell many years ago. He literally
kind of thing?
Invented the dollar menu. And,
oh my God.
And that took Taco Bell at the time from 600 grand a year to like 1.2 million. But anyway, that's that clip. But man, I called him and I'm like, listen, I need your help. He came to Miami, got on the plane. He was on my board. He came to Miami and he gave me a lesson. Here in the Gables, I had an office and he gave me an ops, like operations, because I wasn't an operations guy. He literally was, I remember he was on his knees on the board writing. This guy is like he was a CEO of Blaze Pizza. Right? He was
Blaze
at the
Pizza,
time.
LeBron James.
LeBron James. He's a CEO of Blaze Pizza. Came to Miami. He goes, Otto, I'm going to teach you operations. I'm going to teach you this, tan. And man, he taught, look, I just got goosebumps.
Oh my God, dude.
He said, here's what you got to do. Let's just go. Fix. First of all, your team is a pyramid, like the operations pyramid. First is your team. Who's your team? Who needs to be here? Who doesn't need to be here? And this is a bus. You got to get the right people on this bus and make sure they're all trained correctly. Second is your facilities. Your facilities. Is it clean? Is it not clean? Like, what's the vibe? What's the experience? Go and fix that. Third is your systems. Where are your systems? Is everything intact? Like your systems, your procedures are all there? Great. Then it's marketing. Go hands down on marketing. Then you'll make money. And then at the top of the pyramid is money, finance. And brother, I put a plan together and I executed and I went hard on it. And I got us out of that situation.
Holy moly, dude!
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You plowed through.
Yeah, I paid back my line of credit. I think like 2 years later, 2 years to 3 years later, I paid that all back.
God.
That's when I raised and then I went from that and I raised $20 million from Savory.
And then the buyouts did the
whole thing. And then I bought all the restaurants.
Okay, so at one point you dropped a factory.
Yes.
So that was a sick marketing campaign.
Yep.
I remember seeing it go viral on social media.
Yep.
For those that didn't see this marketing campaign, it's to me one of the definitely in the top 10 that I've seen.
So, for sure.
Tell us what it's.
Look,
tell us how it was.
That's one of the hardest decisions we've ever made as a company. Because again, if you look at the brand as your child and it's a human, you're essentially saying, "Hey, Carlitos, you're no longer Carlitos. We're gonna change your name
to Carlos.
to Carlos." You know, not even. It was a bit further than that. But I knew we wanted to grow. I knew that the brand had legs. Everybody loved the brand. But every time I went and traveled around the country with the word Pincho Factory on my shirt, people thought I was a factory. They're like, "Oh, what do you guys manufacture?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" It's Pincho Factory, burgers and kebabs. They're like, "Oh, you guys manufacture like parts for burgers? For like machines or like for kebabs? Like what do you?" And I knew we had a problem. And I was like, "Bro, I am going to figure this out." I went and I hired a company to help me with the rebrand. And they gave me some options. And I printed like Pincho Factory, Pincho Factory, House of Kebab, not House of Kebab, that's rice. Pincho Factory, Kebab, I don't know what, all these variations of the brand. And then I went to kayak.com. I bought a ticket to Chicago O'Hare. I took all those 6 pieces of paper. I landed in Chicago and I got out of the plane. I went to 40 strangers and asked them, "Hey, my name is Otto. I'm a student. Can you please help me guess what this is?" And I did my study and 9 o'clock, I went back to the plane and I came back home.
Why Chicago?
It was the heart of the United States of America.
Okay.
And I was
Fair
like, you know
enough.
what? You're gonna get a random, you know.
By the way,
white,
people in
black,
Chicago are nice, at
Yeah,
least,
it's amazing. And no one could guess the Pincho Factory was a restaurant. No one. So I knew I had a problem, and I said, you know what? I gotta change the name. I am not going to open restaurants successfully across America if that's my goal. If it's called Pincho Factory, and then when we decided what are we gonna call this thing, I'm like, well, everybody already calls it Pincho. Anyway, hey, you want to go to Pincho? You want to grab Pincho later? You know, you only say Pincho Factory to people that don't know the brands. Like, have you been to Pincho Factory? It's almost like a last name. And then I was like, we're going to change the name to Pincho. So we made a decision and we said, how do we make it go big? How do we let everybody know that we are dropping factory? And because of my background in advertising and marketing, I said, we have to spend as little money as possible and we have to make it go viral. And this is where before viral was a thing, you know, this is 2019, 2020, no, 2018, 2019. And we decided to stage a theft of the word factory. And then we posted a picture online and we said, we're like, WTF, like, did somebody just steal the word factory? You guys don't have anything better to do? Are you serious? And brother, no one loves bad news more than the internet.
No.
And, oh my God, if it's good news, no one cares. If it's bad news, it goes viral. Everybody talks about it. And then we leaked footage of video then of that person at night dropping down factory. And then people are like, what the F? And then we dropped the same thing at Flagler. 2 days later, they stole the factory at Flagler. And then everybody is like, holy shit, bro, this is thing. But here's what we did. We started sprinkling the truth. We
Yeah.
said, hey, bro, don't tell anyone. But this is a rebrand. Because we wanted, when you say don't tell anyone, guess what they do?
They tell everyone.
They tell everyone. So we sprinkled to 40 people, I think it was, or 50 people. We're like, don't tell anyone, but here's what we're doing. Don't tell anyone, but here's what we're doing. The news caught wind of it. They're like, and oh, it's hilarious. You got to watch the clip. It's
It's great. I remember seeing it.
Yeah.
I remember seeing you post it and share it, and me being like, dude. Somebody really did this. I thought they stole it, and then 2 days later, I was like, "Oh, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it."
We dropped the factory, man. Yeah, and look, it was a tough decision because we still call it Pincho Factory. Still
I
call it
do.
Pincho Factory till today. I was like,
I do.
Yeah, you do too.
I
like,
do, but over there,
if you're
somewhere else that doesn't know it.
If you're an OG, you call it Pincho Factory. You know, I was
I
like,
still call it Joe Robbie Stadium. All right, I don't. You know.
That's amazing. So, you know, we did it. It was for a good reason. And it worked, you know, it worked. You know, people still know Pincho is Pincho Factory. You know, at the Pincho in Bird Road, we grabbed the original sign. It's on the wall, Pincho Factory, because we never want to forget where we came from. You know,
That's an amazing plan. How many locations do you have now?
We're 14.
Oof.
14 restaurants.
14. What's your goal?
You know, for me now
Immediate
that I'm leading the brand, quality over quantity is sort of my mentality now. I don't, you know, when I was younger, I'll be like, I want to open 1,000 restaurants. Now, man, I just want to build opportunities for people. I want to make great money. I want to make Miami proud. I want to build opportunities for the leaders that have been here for 10 years that want to do things. Like people don't know this, but here's what we did a few years ago. If you're a manager at Pincho, a manager, assistant manager and above, we give you a bonus every month if you have to hit your metrics, right? Like if you're a GM, you get up to $1,000 every month. For every dollar that you get, we give you $2 in restricted stock in the company. So for every $1,000 that you get, we give you $2,000 in stock that accumulates as a manager. And then when we exit this next round, everybody cashes out. So potentially, if you're a manager, you can cash out $100,000. You know, it's life-changing money. Like we always do things to make sure that our team it's good, that they're making a decent living. Because man, you take care of your team, they take care of the guest.
For sure.
If you don't take care of your team, they're not going to take care of the guest. So we're constantly trying to do that. So, you know, we'll probably get to like 20, 25 restaurants with this fund, my partners. After that, maybe I'll grow franchising. But now I'm franchising from a position of strength.
Yeah.
When you're 3 units, you don't attract the best franchisees.
No.
Right? My friends that were my franchisees were my best franchisees. Shout out to Nelson. Shout out to Sadiel and Sandy. These guys were my best franchisees because they gave a shit. Because they cared about the brand. because they were my friends. But when you're new and you're small, it sucks. But when you're 20, 25 units, you're backed by private equity, you have money in the bank. Now you could say yes to the right people.
Yeah.
Now I can say yes to
You're
an
in a position
Emi.
of power.
Yeah, somebody like you that wants to franchise, I'll be like, yes, he's an operator. He has multiple restaurants. He's great. You know, I'm not franchising to somebody that's new to the game and doesn't know what they're doing. So, you know, we want to continue making Miami proud, bro. Making my mom proud. Just who thought a Palestinian would be leading a Latin-inspired kitchen? You know, together with Adrian, my Cuban. Adrian is the only co-founder that's still. You know,
still
we
with
call
you
him an
today?
honorary co-founder. He couldn't be here today because he's traveling. But it's me and Adrian against the world right now. You know,
That's awesome,
just
man.
putting the 305 on our back and making everybody proud.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, man.
Want to do some rapid fire stuff?
Let's
do
do it.
some fun stuff.
Hell
All right.
yeah.
Was the Pincho's Not a Factory stunt the riskiest thing you ever did with your brand?
100%. 100%. The riskiest thing I've ever done with brand was change the name, because for a year and a half, 2 years, people just shout on us. Like our sales dropped. There was a lot that went with it. We almost went under because we changed the name, because people were confused because we didn't change our signage as fast as we changed our name online. So people online were like, they were seeing Pincho, and they're like, what the hell is these guys? They're copying Pincho Factory. So, you know, and then COVID happened, and then I didn't change my signs so COVID helped me, but that was literally the riskiest
Scariest,
thing I've
too.
ever done, was change the name of the brand.
True or false?
Okay.
Third-party delivery apps are a necessary evil.
I hate them. But yes, they are. They are. And in this game, they are. Everybody's gotten lazy. Everybody
do.
Everybody wants to be home. You know, we live in a country where people will
bring it to me.
will DoorDash Sunday from McDonald's and pay, you know, $20 for it to make it to their house.
I don't.
It's
Whatever.
just the way.
I get upset every time I open up
Yeah.
Uber Eats
Yeah.
to order something. It's
I
just-
pay Uber Eats in some restaurants more than I pay rent. Yeah, my Uber
Well,
Eats.
you must be doing a lot of
Yeah.
freaking
Yeah,
delivery.
yeah, some stores will be almost 50%.
Delivery?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Coral Gables is like 45% delivery.
No.
You walk into Gables, it's not packed, but guess what? That kitchen's cranking because everybody's sitting in the office and they just.
Yeah, the guys next door here
Yeah.
are the same way.
Yeah, so
Dude,
maybe,
it's-
maybe if we remodel the store and make the vibe a little, you know, it's 13 years,
Well,
get some
no,
people
and
back
the
in.
location's a little
yeah.
there, but in the Gables, yeah.
Yeah, but it
Wow.
cranks nonstop.
Those awards you won at all those burger festivals made a huge difference. True or false?
Oh, absolutely. True. Well, not all of them. Not all of them. Not all of them. The ones that made a difference, Burger Bash. It's the only one. The only one that makes a difference. You know,
That's huge. That really
the
helped
only-
you become a household name.
that's the only one that makes a difference.
I mean,
you
aside
know?
from the networking and everything you
Yeah,
did, but
yeah.
and 4 years later, when you won that 4 or 5 years
Yeah,
later, when you won
yeah.
that first one,
And I think too, people are tired of us winning, right? So like, they really are. People told me the other day, they're like, bro, like stop winning already. You know, I tell my team all the time, we need to start winning at the store more than winning these awards. You know, we've been lucky. We've won Burgerlicious 8 times here in the Gables. You know, it's after you win 8 times, it's like people care. I don't
No.
know. I don't think
it's
so.
like back
I
when
don't
the
think so.
Patriots were winning Super Bowls
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah,
And Tom
So
Brady again.
Burger Bash was really the only one that mattered because it moved the needle, right? When you say matters.
Has scaling made you a better leader or just more stressed?
Is that a trick question?
I know it's a
Is that
curveball,
a trick
bro.
question?
Oh, you can say skip. We'll skip it.
Yeah, I mean, here's my my take. 100% more stressed. Has it made me a better leader? I don't think scaling has made me a better leader. Meeting people along the way that have invested in me have made me a better leader. Having 10 restaurants, I always say, man, now anybody that comes to me and says, man, you know, we want to franchise and become a McDonald's. I'm like, don't. If you have 3 restaurants cranking, making great money, what for?
Yeah.
Just grow slowly, man. Just enjoy life. Make some good money. I mean, you got to make good money. I'm not saying no, but scaling to me is not everything.
No.
You know, building opportunities for my team, 100%.
That's an awesome way to look at it.
100%.
Some A-B stuff.
Okay.
Tostone bun or a classic bun?
Fuck. Tostone bun. No. Classic bun. Classic bun.
Classic bun?
Classic bun. Yeah.
Woo!
Classic bun.
You just like it. That's yours.
That's amazing. Our bun's amazing.
Branding or operations?
Woo. Depending on your stage, today, operations. Today, operations. I would tell you back in the day, I'll tell you branding is everything. Today, consistent, solid operations is everything. You know, you gotta have
After you've established a brand,
after
yeah.
you establish a brand. I mean, and branding, yeah, we're still good, but you just got to be consistent. You know, look, my family, we are we are part owners of a brand called Snappers Fish and Chicken.
Oh, no way.
So my uncle started
seen
that.
those,
Yeah.
yeah,
So we own
yeah.
a few Snappers. They've never done any freaking marketing. They freaking crank. It's just consistent.
Yeah.
Consistent operations. Ask my uncle if he has a social media. He laughs at me. He goes, social media for what?
I seen him on Northwest 7.
Yeah. I own that one. Northwest 7's mine.
No way.
Yeah. And he goes, for what? He goes, did you see the line out the door?
Oh my
Bro,
God.
this guy still has food in the dining room. He hasn't rolled back the COVID days. He goes, I'm not reopening the dining room. That's great.
He hasn't reopened the dining room?
No. Yeah, I mean, he did a few seats, but
Oh my God.
yeah.
Would you rather be a destination or in the middle of a lot of traffic? Like, would you rather be main and main or a destination off the side?
If I'm from that city, destination. If I'm not from that city, main and main. And I've learned that the hard way with Houston.
Really?
Yeah, you need to be main and
What
main.
happened specifically?
Because being main and main, even if you pay more, you leverage the brand awareness. Like if being in a shopping center that has a strong day population, night population, might cost you more money.
Mm-hmm.
You might not make as much, but guess what? It's a billboard. People are going in to shop at a Whole Foods. They're gonna see you, and they're gonna be like, oh, you know what? Let me go try John Martin's. Like that's a good spot. But if you're on a destination, is 10 times the work.
Yeah.
In Miami, I think all of us need to be destinations now, so we don't have to pay our landlords the amount of money that we're paying them, because that's the reason why all the food is expensive. That's what it is. I think we should all get together and figure out, you know what, guys, we are just going to build a shopping center right over here.
There's a lot of vacancies lately.
Yeah, and just do that because, being in Main here it means that you need one more, menu item that's $60 versus, $20.
You hire for culture or experience?
Culture all day. I hire 100%, not even for culture, for personality. I'm like, dude, if you're an asshole, I can't change who you are.
No.
That parts of your upbringing. Being a good human and having integrity is part of your upbringing. It's something that your grandma, your dad, your mom, if you're lucky enough to have both parents, that's who teaches you how to be a good person. I can teach you skills. I can teach you how to make a better burger. I can teach you how to be this, but I cannot teach you to be a good person.
Miami hospitality needs more blank and less blank.
We need more expensive Italian restaurants. That's what we need. We don't have enough. We don't have enough of that. I mean, bro, I'm just out here eating $20 pastas. I need $45, $50 pastas. Oh my God. No, all jokes aside. Honestly, I think right now what we need more is just accessible price and just consistent hospitality. There's a lot. I'll tell you, there's a lot of great people right now doing great things. We just need the crowd, the customers, to not be so hard on the operators. That's one. Like, people are ruthless. You go online, they just freaking murder you if you make a mistake. Just a little bit more patience from everybody. And then second, we just need more accessible restaurants that are like just homegrown mom and pop restaurants that have great pricing, great hospitality. I struggle a lot with that lately. Although there's a few newcomers that are amazing, but everybody's on the same boat. And then they go and open on a destination on the corner, but then you kill yourself with marketing because you have to get people through those doors and no one's talking about you. So
you've taken your hits, you've had your ups and downs.
Yep.
If there's one piece of advice you could give somebody that's just starting out and wants to get into the hospitality biz, what's one piece of advice that you wish you would have known before you got into it?
Oh my God, I have a list of 10, bro. But if I had to, not necessarily if I would have known, but like what I hear a lot of people reach out to me for advice, naturally, thank God, because they look at Pincho and say, oh, you guys are successful. And they always like, hey, what is
easy. So easy.
Almost died 3 times,
Oh
but I think my number one advice is you're living in a world which is the best time to be alive from a technology standpoint. You don't have to go all in. You can build a pop-up. You can surround yourself with incredible people that can give you advice. I see a lot of people that just want to go all in and go sign a lease that's $20,000 a month because they had this idea. I'm like, bro, you can reach out to a bakery that closes at 3:00 and do a pop-up there, test it out, figure it out. Like, just go slowly. Make sure that you build something that people want. You want something that people love, right? There's this advice on technology that's like, you're better off building a product that 100 people love than something that 1,000 people kind of like. My brother, if, my sister, if you are building something, you better have raving fans. Do it little by little. And go outside of your family. Your family's going to tell me that they love it. No, you got to go to random people. So slowly but surely. And, don't sign these personal guarantees. It can bankrupt people.
The PGs.
100%.
The personal guarantee on a loan is what, on a business investment is what got me into bankruptcy.
Oh shit, dude, that's the worst. Yeah, it's really hard, man. Like now that I have investors and I have a private equity, I no longer sign personal guarantees. It's incredible, right? But early on, if you're in this business, you're on the hook for the whole lease.
Yeah,
10 years at $8,000 a month.
Yeah.
It's brutal. So
It's
yeah,
tough.
take it slow. Don't go crazy. Surround yourself with amazing humans, and test your idea outside of your family. I know it's a lot of advice, but that's what I would.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, if there's anything else, I think we covered a lot. But if there's anything that we didn't drop or anything you want to talk about, now's the time to do it.
No, I mean, Miami, we just celebrated 15 years. I love you. We appreciate you. We bought all of our restaurants back because we care about community. We care about experience. That was 3-4 years ago. I just, honest to God, just an enormous amount of gratitude for my friends, for people like you that have taught me a lot along the way, that I've looked up to, and for Miami as a whole for showing up to us every single time we needed you guys. So
thank you very much, Otto, for spending this time with us, man. I really enjoyed talking to you. I'm in the middle of a fast right now.
Oh my
But
God.
you know what I'm going to do on Sunday when I break it is I'm going to Pincho.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Don't get the tostones as buns.
No, yeah, I am, dude. I am for sure. I love that
Amazing.
fucking thing.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you again for tuning in. Catch you on the next one.